Welcome to the Travel Agency, to your podcast. We are on day 65. Only 300 days left, people. Like the amount of episodes I'm recording, it's fine. Today's episode is kind of tied to yesterday when you're not feeling like you can stay or maintain a commitment to your business for one reason or another. We all go through different things. And this is kind of the ways to get yourself out of the sales slump. So if you've lost the joy or like the commitment to your business, that could eventually lead to a sales slump because you're just like, what's the point? So I've got 6 tips here and I will expand a little bit upon them as well as, I can offer different strategies for you. However, you do whatever you want as long as it's not like heavy drugs or alcohol. I don't care. It's fine. All right. Ways to get out of a sales slump. Don't do a bunch of coke and think that you're the greatest person ever. That's not the tip. Tip number 1 is maintain your focus on your objectives in your business. Don't try to overcompensate. Okay. So you can make the decision prior to the sales slump that you might want to change your services or switch your niche, whatever. But if you're in a sales slump, especially if you are like pivoting niches, it's going to be a little bit of a slump for a while because you're rebuilding your clout, so to speak. Like you've got to have more content tied to that specific niche, And so at first people are gonna be like, bitch, I don't know you. You're new, clearly. And that can be very intimidating and it can lead to a slight sales slump. And then you're just like, I'm not cut out for it. Don't give up right away. You need to try these things out, like all of these marketing strategies, content strategies for 3 to 6 months before you're like, oh, my open rate's gone down on my emails and my following engagement's gone severely down and it's not anything outside of my control. It is something in my control. This was maybe not the best idea. So you want to maintain focus on your objectives. Do not overcompensate. Do not, if you charge fees, do not be like, well, I can let this one slide and give you a discount or whatever. If you are highly niched and specialized in a specific type of travel, let's say, I don't know. If you're highly specialized in a specific niche or type of travel and you get a lead that has nothing to do with what you even want to do in your business, don't try to do that. Don't try to take on that trip just to get business. It has to be something that you're actually somewhat passionate about. Otherwise, you're not going to care, right? And then we all know when people contact travel advisors, they're most likely very important trips to them. And you do not want to have the mentality of, I don't give a fuck about this. I just want the money. Because then you're going to create a not so great experience for them. Okay. And I like to liken this to, let's say you've been dating or married and you've been in a long term relationship and it ends. The overcompensating in your business when you're in a sales slump is very much like being freshly dumped and you really want to rebound and you'll take anyone with a pulse that'll talk to you. Don't do it. Don't do it. Same thing in your business. Okay, tip number 2, really analyze any recent interactions for improvement, especially if your close rate is very low. So the first thing that you can analyze is your entire qualifying/consultation process. It should be not totally scripted, but there should be a format that you follow on every single consultation. Okay. You can go off script, but there's a reason call centers and sales reps are always given sales scripts. And here's the process of how we do it at our company. You should have the same thing set up. So look at that. If you don't have anything other than I need the dates of travel, how much money, and what do you want to do, you might not have a very high close rate because you're not spending enough time building rapport and you're not spending enough time actually educating them. And maybe you're just taking any kind of trip and you're not niched down in any capacity. And that's going to lead to probably a lower close rate. Maybe you don't go over the value that you provide for them hiring you. I don't know. But when you're talking and doing these consultations, also consider, were you actually speaking to the decision maker for this trip? Or Was it someone that's like, I'm just getting some information and then I'll report back to so and so that's paying for this trip? That's always like kind of a red flag. That's like, you might as well be talking to a 5-year-old. You know what I mean? Like if a 5-year-old called you up and was like, I want to go to Disney World. Okay, well, I need to talk to your parents. I can't book this trip. But that's something to consider. Are you spending too much time with bad leads? If you aren't getting them to sign your you're working with me now, this is my process, like agreement with or without a fee. Here's how I do things. Here's what I'm responsible for. Here's what you're responsible for. Have something like that for them to sign. But you're sitting there quoting these people like you're wasting time with bad leads. Are you doing the effective qualifying? That's back to the consultation questionnaire / format / script. Are you effectively qualifying or are you just getting real basic information? Because the basic information, if you're just like, yeah, what do you want? Okay, so what dates? All right, how much money are you going to spend? Okay, well, I'll try to get this to you. And that's it. You're not going to close that. you know? Okay. Tip number 3. Check for new opportunities when you are in a sales slump. If you know your consultation's like golden and you have a high conversion rate, but you aren't getting those leads actually contacting you, you might want to check for new opportunities on other social media platforms. I'm not saying completely redo your marketing strategy and your content strategy, but I'm saying consider researching other platforms that your ICA kind of lives on and would find you. And are they going to be worth it? Don't put all your eggs in one basket right away and be like, well, now I got to go on TikTok. Well, now I got to do reels. Well, now I got to have a private Facebook group. Because if you don't stick to one platform for a significant amount of time, you're still not going to get the return. And if you're constantly moving from one place to the next, it's not going to be good. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Are there any networking opportunities? Maybe. Solid maybe. If you are thinking that you're not good enough to show up on these different platforms or that no one wants to network with you, that is a you problem. That is a confidence issue. And that's going to be reflected in all of your sales calls, even if you're getting a ton of sales calls like leads and consultations, but you aren't closing them. And you're like, I've got a really good format, but they can feel with your tone over the phone, just how you're speaking, how much confidence you lacked and how nervous you are, or how just a lot of different things with the tone that could be a turnoff for working with you. Tip number 4. Are you engaging with current clients? Are you do you guys follow each other on social media if you are on social media platforms? If you aren't on social media platforms, because I know plenty of award-winning travel advisors who do not use any social media at all, like not even personally. Are you texting them or calling them or shooting them a quick email and be like, hey, I just saw this opportunity. I thought you might like it for your next trip. How are things? How was your life? If you find out someone in their family passes away, send flowers. If you can, go to the funeral. Like support them. They're people too, guys and gals. Okay. Another tip, mock consultation calls. If you're like, I'm doing everything perfectly and it's just the rest of the world doesn't want to work with me, then you're lying to yourself. So you're lying to yourself. At that point, I would recommend scheduling time with a trusted colleague or family member, even like someone that you really, really trust to give you truly honest feedback, and set up a time to do a mock consultation and ask them, what did you like? What did you not like? How can I make this better? Because they should be giving you uh, good feedback. If you're like, I don't know anybody and I trust no one, you can schedule a call with me. You're like, I don't know you either, but you can. I've done this I do this with all my agents when they join my team after a few weeks. I test them and I say, okay, let's see how confident you sound and let's see what your process is. And I've done it with other advisors as well. Happy to help. I'm so also I have so much fun doing it because I will be like the best person in the world. It's like, okay, well, how much is your fee? Like on one call, and on the next call, I'm like the rudest person ever because I'll do two little fake mock calls because we'll skip you don't have to do the whole thing with me, is what I'm saying. Okay, the next tip, tip number 6. What strategies do you even prefer to do in your life that help keep you positive and have a sense of resilience and to believe in yourself? I will talk about mine a little bit, but I can't say what works for me works for you. So there are spiritual things you can do, there are physical things you can do, there are mental things you can do. Um for me, I do pray every morning. Every morning now I do pray. I did other things in the past, but now it's just prayer. And I give all my worries to God and my anxieties. Like if I have any that day, I'm like, God, what is going on with my brain? None of this makes sense. I got to get work done. I got to maintain focus, take this off my back. And I know you got it and know this is going to work out just fine. Physical stuff, I walk. I take a walk every day. I do 3 to 5 miles a day. You can't tell by looking at me, but 3 to 5 miles, depending on my mood. Mental things that you can do meditation. You can do, there's Google Vagus nerve reset, because if you aren't feeling good about yourself, that could be contributing to why your conversion's low. And the vagus nerve reset exercises are really, really simple, and they can help you kind of put yourself in a rest and digest mode and feel better and not feel so amped up. Um, what other mental things? You could say things to yourself in the mirror, like put a post-it note of things like affirmations, any affirmations you want. You can read fictional books before bed. Nonfiction and self-help books can like put you in this crazy rabbit hole of I'm never going to be good enough. And I know I reference a lot of nonfiction, but also find some good fictional books to like relax your brain a little bit. Okay. So those are ways to help you get out of a sales slump and hopefully improve your confidence as a travel advisor. So the next consultation you have, you're going to nail it. Also remember, every no is one step closer to a yes. So if you get a lot of no's right now, you're about to get a whole bunch of yeses. All right. Have a good day.